I'd like to make a request for you. You have the cost per ounce or cost per measure. I'd like a profit per purchase put on there. That'd be awesome. Uh, Problem is that people say, "Oh, it's too hard to find that information out." Blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's just it goes on their taxes. Like they have a certain profit per quarter, like for the item, and that determines how much that price is. That determines how much that costs. The item cost is what determines the price is how much some dumbass will pay for it. And I'm talking to myself. I'm a dumbass. I'll buy it. Like I try to wait for stuff to go on sale, but then I've noticed that there's a lot of places around here that they do the clearance sales and stuff, and that stuff that is it's not clearance prices. It's I'll still buy some of that occasionally. I kind of feel bothered by it personally because it's condoning. It's just whatever I can. So the thing is, like, I noticed a lot of pricings don't match what they should price, like what they should kind of. It's because I think the people are putting the markup, like the markup value. I think they're using the total cost of like the storing the item, the cost to put the employees to put the item, and all of that, and then marking that up to their 100% markup, whatever. You're not supposed to do that. You're overinflating us, and it's kind of hurting a lot. I'm doing my part. I try to tell people don't steal because that only makes the prices go higher. Go get your food stamps, get on your disability because you're a human. You're fucking nuts. It's that simple. Like whenever you're hearing stuff, you're deciding what to wear or what not to wear in the morning. That's schizophrenia. You're hearing things that others don't. A lot of us may or may not handle that as well as others. Like for me, I actually got little stick figures of you people up in here. And generally, I figure if the whole religion stuff, like a lot of the religion is it's guys in control trying to stay in control. You've got to realize that by now. And the whole bullshit about requiring sacrifice, it avoids discussions because people are like, well, wow, if they did that for me in an apple, I shouldn't talk trash about this old fucker because what's going to happen then. Yeah, but hey, make sure you donate. Okay, sorry. Yeah, there's different ways to tithe. Your time is tithing. Like tithing your time is tithing. Picking up a little bit, like if you're walking, you're almost to a trash can, and you see some litter. Why not put that bit in the trash can to make up for some of the litter you've done in your life? I mean, I'm assuming you did. I've done it. I getting distracted, but anyways, I threw a cigarette butt out in Texas a little less, between 15 and 20 years ago. Let's see now. Between 12 and 15 years ago, I think. But I was going from Slayton to Lubbock, and so throughout the cigarette butt on the way there and on the way back, I just glanced over the side, and there's a burn patch that I didn't notice on the way up there. It's like, I threw a cigarette butt out, and I don't want any arson charges. I know, like, especially in Colorado, they want to, you get your cigarette lighter in the wrong spot, you're going to get an attempted arson charge. They like to do it's whatever, it's a very big business, like the judicial system, the judicial system. It's in business. It's all fucking. This is part of. So the thing with capitalism is you can always do what you can get away with. Like you're always supposed to do what you can get away with. Damn your neighbors. Well, fuck you. Like why not be a better person about it? Why not make a little bit less profit? Because, well, for one thing, we shouldn't have access to the stock market. That should be the government's way of making its money. Like it's what it can be corrupt, yeah, but it doesn't have to be. People are like, it's gonna corrupt, blah blah blah. Well, stop making it corrupt. You're the one making it corrupt. I mean, it's like you like something about the way that you shouldn't, you shouldn't, but you don't tell anybody to change it. And those are the things that capitalism needs changed. Like that you need to be doing your part. Like those little minuscule like the people with Not using your turn signal. I'm actually told the bald tires too. Like instead of somebody's, I was mentioned that I look for people not using their turn signals, and sometimes if the plan's align, I will stand in front of them. It doesn't go too well. I haven't been doing it, but I've been kind of exercising a bit more, and I might take some self-defense classes, and then we'll see how it goes, because women with children in the car will try to run you over. Men will get out and beat your ass. And I'm like, but you didn't use your turn signal. All you had to do is use your turn signal. Now you're even worse. Like, you just proved that those little laws are there to get the bigger criminals. But that generally doesn't work in America. They have the point system. I had to stop speeding because of the point system a few years ago. Like, I could do defensive driving for my first ticket. Take a $40 defensive driving class, and that even waived your ticket. I think it was $40 for the ticket for the court costs, and then it was like $45 for defensive driving. They're all the same. We're gonna let's waive our breaks, and we'll be done an hour ahead of time. And then about an hour before that hour ahead of time, they're like, well, this is pretty much all the information. If y'all want to just take the test now and see if y'all pass, we don't have to come back tomorrow. And everybody's like, yay, it's great. It is great. It's nice because you're doing, it's the same with mechanics. They're doing, 8 hours of work in 4 hours. It's awesome. But you're shorting yourself because you're not doing your due diligence to get punished for the reason you needed to take defensive driving in the first place. Then if you're doing it for your insurance, you're not really learning quite what you could for your anyways. So I do that, and then the next ticket you keep speeding. So then the next ticket I would do the defer adjudication. For 90 days you couldn't speed, but then it would go off your record. You wouldn't get. I wonder. They said somebody told me it was still going to go on the points, and so I should have looked into that. Because if it didn't go on the points still, I would have had no reason to stop working. Because I stopped work. Like I lost all reason to work whenever I stopped being able to speed to go to work. Like there was no part of my little bit of the whole grind was I'm going to speed the fuck to work, and I shouldn't have driven like that. Definitely, like it's I don't drive actually because of that stuff didn't go away. Like I didn't speed for 10 years, and I've been a good designated driver back whenever I was driving to New Mexico. Like people would. My neighbors would come. They'd been drinking, so we'd go and get a stash or something. I don't know, and they'd smoke with me afterwards. It was great. It was good-ish because we were also I used to think that I was smoking too much because I'd get a share a part for the driving, but then I realized I was also getting a part for furnishing the house to smoke in. Problems arise when you're not at the house when they come to your house, because then it's, well, since he's not here to take us to go get the stash, we're going to go ahead and look through his house to see what we can get to compensate, since he's not here to take us. It is maybe 30-minute walk if I'm not there to drive to the houses they were going to. I done the walk. It's not that bad. It's nice. It's fucking great. It's a good road. Like it's anyways. Anyway, so like the time when I moved to the house, the plumbing had been stolen. Not the sinks, but the actual copper pipes, or the copper pipes in the walls had been taken out. The plumbers did 2.5 days of work. They did great. They did fast. I should have helped more, but they charged me $3.5 grand, according to the alleged father, who then charged me $12 grand. He put his bar in hotel tab when they came down to just kind of look and show disgust, and most of them helped. Like it was great, but he himself spit. I don't understand. I try to tell them to park. Like don't come to my camper, like where I'm at now, because people see that. Like I don't work. I'm always in the camper. I'm on disability. For one thing, I don't pee in your coffee. I don't really have the urge to pee in your coffee because I'm not there where I could pee in your coffee. If I was there near your coffee, at this point in life, I would be peeing in people's coffees. I just not even like I wouldn't have to actually get my dick out to pee in your coffee though. I could put it in a Visine dropper, you dumbasses. Like you just. you don't think like all this shit must be working because our coffee doesn't taste like piss. Well, yeah, but just because we don't have the ambition to be bosses of companies and to just screw our neighbors out of their life, savings to treat them for a cut on their fucking leg. Oh, we're gonna put some medical grade super glue on your leg. It's basically super glue without any drying additives to it. But we're not gonna tell you that. The Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. It's not do good. Huh. Yeah, it's frustrating. I get really frustrated. And I walk by those. I'm glad the fire department that I walk by doesn't have one of those pie chart things. I'll blow my nose and see if we can get a squeak. Well, it's getting close to 11. Then I got a therapy session. So this is kind of, I guess, a warm up for that. I can hate this shit. They're gonna ask me for an hour. No, they're gonna ask me for 30 minutes. What do you want to do? How do you feel? I'm like, how do you feel? How do you know how to feel? How do you know what to want? And we're getting there. Maybe I don't know. I don't. It's like renting should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to rent housing to somebody. I mean, yeah, you can rent like a apartment, or not apartment, like a hotel or something. That's cool. But even then, people with kids shouldn't vacation. Your kids think less of you for going on vacation because you're telling your kids, no, you can't get that. We don't have the money for it. But then you're taking your kids to a place where you don't have the money for it because everything's not only it's the same stuff that you didn't have money for where you're at, but now it's times 20 because you're in a tourist trap. You dumb shit, and you need this language. You are dumb shits. I'm in a tourist trap. The place that the campers at. There's these two badass little looking fucking. I don't know. They look so nice from the outside that you should not go inside like to buy weed. Dispensaries, yes. The one I use is across from Walmart. It's not terrible. $11 a gram for wax on Wednesdays. I mean, you can't beat it. Like I've not been able to like the place that I go across. I haven't actually gone in to see what they have. I know it's nice. Like you leave with this nice little zip, like a nylon bag with but that's the whole thing. Like you're spending your profit on stuff for me to have more profit, not because it's good for me. It looks nice and it could be. It's cool. It's they're if it's better than I don't know if it's they're not paper for one thing, but I don't know how much extra it costs. There's no guy like this is the base cost of everything, and again I'm going. I get these headaches now when I go shopping because it's not y'all's fault. I'm just letting you know that it's happening. That people aren't. It's going back to the 6 foot thing helped with the feedlot syndrome, like where like I tell people that I've got a fart reserved if they don't back up a bit or if they don't at least not move forward whenever I take my next step forward, because nobody's gonna cut in front of them. They do not like hearing this stuff. And it's generally if you're in a shopping line, look at the person in front of you and see how far they are away from the person in front of them. And be at least that far away from them. It's just I don't know how to. I like it. I love working when it's necessary, and when I can't fuck it up. I start seeing myself within about two weeks to 2 months at a job as not only not being necessary, not being wanted in my same capacities. It's like, well, this guy's cool, but let's get him to do more for us, type thing. But then you're having to continue like maintain your hygiene. Like my nose runs all the time. I'm allergic to shit, and then I pick through it as a as a kid. There's a like right there. I could well, if I had a pencil, I could like do the little thing, but right here, it's in the septum thing. It's a good sized hole. I've been working on it for a while. It's like a ice factory for boogers, and for 10 years before this COVID bullshit, $120 for food stamps a month, and then the idea is because I make also the 850 a month. Uh, And so it's just to make sure you don't have any extra whatsoever. Where you're at is where you're going to stay. There's some stuff for like government grants, like the Section 8 thing. They call it a lottery system. So why? Why do you call it a lottery system? Just say we're going to give it out to who? Even then, look, why are you doing this shit to people? Just stop. Make charging rent illegal. It's that simple. You got a lot of land. It's not it needs to be lived on, and it doesn't need to be made into parking lot. It needs to actually be, like good living, like with yard, fucking not grass yards. Like one of the parents he's so proud of his yard that he would try to make his kids mow and take care of for him. I'm thankful that cutting the lawn, by the time I get through it, I'm probably going to the emergency room, and he learned that he can't keep doing that because he's going to have to punish me more for using up his insurance if he does that. And it's not going to work because I can't breathe. It took them a while to realize that I can't fake that shit, you dumbasses. I think my bean allergy might be, like, I got so tired of the alleged I forget the right word. I don't. The one neighbor said it, but he lost a lot of points with me. He wouldn't give back an umbrella when I asked for it, and it got stolen. And now he's not mentioning it at all, like whether or not he should pay for it or reimburse it. And I'm like, my thinking on it is that you shouldn't have put my umbrella in your storage. The umbrella that's like, you look like you use this. You know, like if y'all need some shade and stuff. I don't go out much. I just happen to have seen them. They're occasionally help. Anyways, it was weird. Like, I don't know why I suggested it, but they're like, shit, yeah. And then now I'm seeing it's just like something else that he could have and treat as his, even though it's not. He's got some things that I don't like, but then a lot of things that I don't dislike. Like he's chill as fuck, but for the most part, he does seem like he might be a serial killer. And it's nice. It was $45 to realize that I'm never gonna get what I give in that direction. So I need to aim it a different direction. It's fine. I gotta go do some therapy stuff. Y'all have good days. I'm not gonna get the sexist joke involved. We'll get that on an actual bit. It's sexist. Fuck it. Y'all have good days. Bye.